The next area in which the microorganisms are used is probiotic. Let us see the definition of probiotic. This topic is particularly related to our earlier lecture in which we have studied the beneficial role of normal flora organisms in human body. So normal flora means the microbes which are normally present in our body and which has a beneficial effect. Probiotic is also related to that. Probiotic is nothing but the preparation containing these beneficial microorganisms which are artificially introduced in our body to stabilize the normal flora. The definition of probiotic: it is live microorganisms which, when administered in adequate amounts in human or animal body, gives a health benefit on the host. Or the another definition is live microbial feed supplement which beneficially affects the host animal by improving its intestinal microbial balance. Both these definitions are taken from a book, which are standard definitions. Not necessarily you need to write the same definition in the examination. Instead, you can write this definition in your own language that you have understood. As I have said, probiotics, it is a preparation containing live microorganisms which are artificially introduced in our body to give the health benefits or to improve the health of humans and animals. That can be the definition. Or these are the microbes associated with improvement of health of humans and animals. Then the we have studied already that our large intestine, it has normal flora. So large intestine of human and animals generally contain a large population of microorganisms, approximately 10 is to 12 per gram of the contents in intestine. And this population is required for a good health. So what is the role of these normal flora organisms? We already studied, that is antagonism, competition. Through these activities, normal flora microorganisms controls or eliminate the growth of foodborne pathogens, waterborne pathogens, or it prevents the growth of different types of pathogens and responsible for the protection of our body from getting diseased. Say, for example, there are many factors that may affect these normal flora microorganisms population. What are these factors that may cause damage to the growth of normal flora microorganisms? These factors are uh, any unexpected change in diet, stress, or antibiotic therapy. So, antibiotic therapy, if it is antibiotics are consumed, antibiotics will target the pathogens. Antibiotics will also kill your normal flora microorganisms. So, these different factors leads to the killing of normal flora microorganisms, or it will disturb this microbial balance which is essential for our good health. So this makes the human body susceptible to diseases. The beneficial microorganisms, which are probiotics, have ability to restore the natural balance of intestinal flora and return the host to normal human health, normal health and nutrition. Say for example, if you are noted, whenever we uh, see a doctor in diseased condition, the doctor prescribes us medicines that includes antibiotics, and along with antibiotics you just see carefully, the doctor will prescribe a tablet which contains lactic acid bacteria. So next time whenever you go to the medical shop to purchase prescribed antibiotics, you just look at the wrapper or just look at the content of that particular pill or capsule. You will definitely find that that capsule contains a dose of antibiotic, and along with that it contains the microbial population of most commonly used is lactobacillus. So whenever you go next time, you just look at that. So what is that? Why that is so? That is because whenever the antibiotics are taken, antibiotics are going to destroy your normal flora, and just to uh, compensate that loss, whatever the microbes that are going to be killed by antibiotic, so additional microorganisms are added to your intestine to stabilize the normal flora. That is the strategy. So these lactobacilli are nothing but probiotic microorganisms. There are different beneficial properties of probiotics, which are as follows. First one, they can adhere to intestinal epithelium. Now you see the benefits of probiotics are similar to the benefits of normal flora microorganisms, which we have already studied in last chapter. Let us revise that again. So probiotic microorganisms, they adhere to the intestinal epithelium and prevent the binding of pathogenic microorganisms. So this involves the competition for space. These normal, probiotics, it will compete with the pathogen for nutrients also, and this is how it leads to elimination of pathogens. So they interfere with the ability of pathogens to colonize and infect the mucosa. So if epithelial cells and mucosa are not getting infected, the pathogens, the person is not going to suffer anymore from disease. Second, probiotic microorganisms can produce several types of antimicrobial substances like bacteriocins that inhibits the growth of several pathogens. Probiotics produce useful enzymes. Now this is very additional thing that we are seeing here. Produce various enzymes or physiological end products that host can use, like vitamins and growth factors and various digestive enzymes. For example, काही लोकांना दूध पचत नाही. They are unable to digest milk. That is called as lactose intolerance, because their intestine does not secrete lactase enzyme required for degradation of lactose. So in such cases, microorganisms which are present in intestine, they produce lactase and they degrade lactose into glucose and fructose, galactose. So this is how this lactose intolerance, it can be treated with the help of probiotics. Fourth one, it is believed that they promote calcium absorption from the food and synthesis of B complex vitamins. They are involved in stimulation and suppression of immune response. So this has been studied in animals, rabbits and rats. On the basis of this, conclusion is made that they are responsible for improving your resistance power. Selective stimulation of beneficial bacteria and suppression of harmful bacteria. Probiotics may have anti-carcinogenic and anti-mutagenic activities. That means they may have a role in suppression of cancer. All these studies have been made or experimented in mice and rabbits, experimental animals, not in humans. Probiotics help in curing of lactose intolerance, as I mentioned you. Probiotics reduce serum cholesterol, may reduce serum cholesterol. That means it is experimented in animals and that may happen in humans also. Probiotics may help in reduction of blood pressure. They may decrease the incidence and duration of diarrhea, antibiotic associated diarrhea, Clostridium difficile, traveler's diarrhea, and rotaviral diarrhea. So, just like chemotherapeutic drug or antibiotic, probiotics may act in the similar fashion. They may help in the prevention of vaginitis. They may help in maintenance of mucosal integrity. Mucosa, it is the first line of defense. So its integrity, maintenance of its integrity is very important in order to prevent the entry of pathogenic microorganisms in our body. A probiotic microbe that enter in our body through oral route has to cross several barriers. So, where exactly these probiotic microorganisms are going to establish their population? It is in our intestine. So, in order to reach intestine, so these probiotics are taken or administered by oral route. So when these microbes are entering or artificially they are entered into human body, they are going to enter through oral route. So they will enter into oral cavity, then through esophagus it will enter into stomach, from stomach small intestine, and from small intestine to large intestine. So uh, that is the way of reaching these probiotic microorganisms to intestine. So it has to cross several barriers to reach the site of its action, that is intestine. So these barriers are stomach, intestinal juices, bile, and digestive enzyme. All these are antimicrobial. So in that way, the what should be the characteristic of probiotic microorganism? It should resist or it should be able to cross all these barriers so that it will enter into intestine. So probiotic microorganism must have a following characteristics. They must be non-toxic, of course. They should be non-pathogenic, non-toxic to humans. They must tolerate the acidity of stomach. So they should not get digested easily by HCl present in stomach at least for a few hours. Why I'm saying few hours? That is because the the food when enters into stomach, it lasts there for approximately 30 minutes to 1 hour. So till that time it should survive, they must adhere to intestinal mucosa. So they should not get flushed away by the action, flushing action, or the movement of intestinal mucosa. So they should remain bound to intestinal mucosa of the host. They must tolerate the bile concentration in intestine. So when from stomach, when food enters into intestine, it will stay there for approximately 1.5 hours to uh, 2.5 hours. So till that time the food is digested, it gets exposed to bile that is present in intestine, which is required for digestion. So these probiotic microorganisms should tolerate the concentration of bile for at least half an at least 1.5 hours. They must resist the action of hydrolytic enzymes of intestinal tract. So several amylases, proteases, lipases, nucleases, these different types of hydrolytic enzymes are present in intestinal juices. So these probiotic microorganisms must resist or survive in presence of these digestive enzymes. They should remain viable for long period of time. All these are the characteristics of a good probiotic microorganism. A wide variety of probiotic preparations have been patented for. It is not only used in humans, but for good health of different animals. Probiotics are also used, and these microorganisms are patented. Cattle, goats, horses, pigs, poultry, sheep, different domestic animals, and also humans receive probiotic preparations. In case of, say for example, there is a product in market originated from Japan is Yakult. Yakult is a preparation that is just like a buttermilk, but that contains probiotic microorganisms. So you must have seen, if you are a continuous viewer of television, you must have seen this in advertisement, that is Yakult, which is a product that contains probiotic microorganisms. Similarly, it is not that consumption of Yakult is beneficial. So, what are these probiotic microorganisms? These probiotic microorganisms are nothing but lactic acid bacteria, lactobacillus, lactococcus, leuconostoc, pediococcus, streptococcus, bacillus, bifidobacterium. You remember what are the sources of these organisms? Yes, it is dairy product, fermented dairy product, fermented milk product. It is curd, yogurt, buttermilk, cheese, butter. So fermented food products which are fermented with the help of lactic acid bacteria will be a rich source of these probiotic microorganisms. So consumption of curd is beneficial, yogurt, buttermilk is always beneficial in order to get a healthy probiotic flora in our intestine. So as I said, these microbes are present in fermented foods, yogurt, fermented milk. Uh, they are available in now commercially. They are available in the form of products like Yakult, liquid formulations, but they are also available in the form of tablets. So as I mentioned earlier, that whenever the antibiotics are prescribed, doctor will advise you to take the capsules or tablets which contain these probiotic microorganisms like these. So that is the story of probiotics.